We certainly want to take a moment tonight, a moment of silence for school children in Ukraine, citizens in Ukraine. And we also, tonight is exceedingly different from what we have experienced in the past. We can see your smiles and you can see ours. But we want to keep Dr. Hefner in our prayers as she recovers. And we're glad to have Dr. Betsy Curry, Associate Superintendent, seated with us. But, you know, we have a lot to be thankful for here in Alexander County. And we want Dr. Hefner to get well and make a full recovery. And when she returns, we'll put our masks back on out of respect. And immune compromised folks deserve our respect. But if you'd just join me in a moment of silence, please. Thank you. And at this time, I'll recognize Board Member Scott Bowman. He will lead us in our pledge.
Please stand. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank
you. Thank you, Board Member Bowman. If I could get a motion regarding the approval of the agenda, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, we'll recognize Dr. Betsy Curry, Associate Superintendent, for our honors and recognitions.
Good evening. I, for one, will be very happy when Dr. Hefner returns. This is not a role that I feel very comfortable in. But I am happy to do the awards and the recognitions this evening. Is Macy here? No, she's not, unfortunately. Okay, but we'll go ahead and we'll honor her anyway. It is my pleasure to present the honors and recognition portion of this board meeting. Macy Johnson for Governor's School in the areas of social science from Alexander Central High School. The Governor's School of North Carolina is a 5.5-week summer program. It is residential and it is for intellectually gifted high school students. And it integrates the academic disciplines and the arts with unique courses on each of the 2 campuses. The curriculum focuses on the exploration of the most recent ideas and concepts in each discipline and does not involve credit, tests, or grades. The Governor's School itself is the oldest statewide summer residential program for academically or intellectually gifted high school students in the nation. The program is open to rising seniors only, with exceptions being made for rising juniors in selected performing and visual arts. The Governor's School program is located on 2 campuses, accepting up to 325 students each. Governor's School West at Salem College in Winston-Salem began in 1963, and the Governor's School East at Meredith College in Raleigh began in 1978. The program is administered by the Public Schools of North Carolina and the State Board of Education and the Department of Public Instruction through the Exceptional Children's Division. Also through a Board of Governors, which is appointed by the State Board of Education, and that they act as the advisory board. So if you would join me in congratulating Macy Johnson, it's quite an accomplishment. We also had the pleasure of spending some time with our national board candidates who have either renewed or here for their first time in recognition. And we had a little reception for them at 4:30. So we're going to go ahead and honor them. And I'm wondering if Mr. Bowman will come up and help me with some of these. It's an honor to recognize teachers and staff members who pursued National Board Certification for Professional Standards. The certification process is based on rigorous standards that evaluate teaching practice through performance-based assessments. The ultimate result is improved performance and achievement for North Carolina students. To hear them tell stories about it this afternoon, it was really amazing the amount of work that went into it, and I was pleasantly surprised that letters is not worse than national board certification. I appreciate that. Based on reports from the program, teachers who have participated in national board certification have overwhelmingly stated that it's the most powerful professional development experience of their careers. They say that the experience changes them as professionals and that through the process they deepen their content knowledge and mastery and reflect on new approaches to working with their students. Tonight, we recognize the following for either their first time in attainment or recertification. Due to COVID, this list includes 2020, 2021, and 2022 certifications. We'll start with the 2020 renewal certificates for National Board Professional Teaching Standards. And when you come up, if you would please stay up here so we can get your picture. Christy Krause at Stony Point Elementary. Lydia Gwaltney from Stony Point Elementary. Mandy Reed, West Alexander Middle School. And Christine Ford from Wittenberg Elementary School. Do you want to get their picture first? Okay. Mr. Loudermilk, will you come up and help us with the next? These two. The 2021 recipients of National Board for Professional Teaching Standards certification are Allison Kaler from East Alexander Middle School, and you'll see if it's their first time, they also get the nameplate for their board and a badge to wear. And Lisa Bentley from West Alexander Middle School.
Not nice, not nice at all. Oh, please.
And Mr. Robinson, do you want to come up for the next set? We also have the 2021 renewal certificates for National Boards for Professional Teaching Standards. Peyton Bowles from Alexander Central. Lindsay Cox from Alexander Central. I feel badly not clapping for them. Amanda Marshall from Alexander Central. Andrea Robinette from Alexander Central. Jennifer Clark from Central Office. Stephen Crowder, also known as Travis, from East Alexander Middle School. Jason Erkman from East Alexander Middle School. Melina Helton from East Alexander Middle School. Tony Smith from East Alexander Middle School. I'm starting to wonder if they didn't get the message. Melinda Glenn from Virtual Academy. And Ashley Huss from West Alexander Middle School. As a final note, we do have 76 nationally boardified professionals serving in Alexander County Schools. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you, Dr. Curry. At this time, you're more than welcome to stay for the meeting in its entirety, but if you've got a wife and you're hungry, so, you can slip on out, or you can stay, but thanks for coming out, and thank you for your hard work. Ms. Mead, did we have any no speakers for public comment? Okay. All right, board members, you have before you the consent agenda. If I could get a motion
Move to
regarding.
approve.
Second.
Have a motion by Board Member Bowman, second by Board Member Schrum. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we will recognize Mr. Charles Draper, the principal of Bethlehem Elementary School, to provide us an update. Formerly the principal of Midnight Elementary.
I missed the principal at Midnight Elementary.
Well, I appreciate that. Chairman Odom, board members, thank you guys for having me here tonight. I know I have about a 7-minute timeline, so I'm going to cut straight to the chase tonight. But I've enjoyed the school year at Bethlehem Elementary School, and I appreciate you guys letting me lead in that capacity this year. So.
You have a clicker up there,
No,
Mr. Draper?
I think she's working.
Okay.
Remotely. Perfect. So this picture here, I think, just exemplifies what we do at Bethlehem, what we do in Alexander County Schools on a daily basis. We walk into the arena of public education each and every day. You guys do it as a board. I do it as a principal. My staff members do it each and every day. And just as we walk into that arena each and every day, we have to be ready to go another round. And with COVID, with everything that we've done, our staff, our students, our custodians, our bus drivers, our TAs, our cafeteria staff, our nurses, our social workers, everybody, our front office staff, everybody has been ready to go another round each and every day. And we do that on a daily basis for any kid that walks through our doors. We're not like private and charter schools. We don't get to pick and choose. We don't get to we don't get to say you don't fit our mold, you can't come. We take them in as they come, and we do that. And that's our why, and that's our purpose. And so at Bethlehem, we're ready to go another round every day, and then we're gap fillers. Those kids come in. Some of them, they have needs. Some of them come from great homes. My children, we just moved to Alexander County, so my kids will be going to Bethlehem next year, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited because I know what kind of quality education we offer day in and day out for our kids. And if I didn't, then I would leave them in Catawba County where they currently are. But they need to be here because what we offer is second to none, and I believe that. But we're gap fillers. Whenever the kids come in, some have bad home life. Some don't have a father. Some don't have a mother. Some just have needs. We have families that come into the office every day and say, we need this, we need that, can you support us? And that's what we do. So we're gap fillers. We fill those gaps whenever there's needs so that kids can learn. And with the end goal being to engage, equip, and inspire our kids, to engage, equip, and inspire our staff, engage, equip, and inspire our parents and our community members, because we know if you're engaged in the work that you're doing, it's going to be meaningful, it's going to be powerful. If you equip those to be able to, if we equip our kids to be not just good with academics, but to be good citizens, and to have good character, that's our goal. That's our end goal. And then also to inspire them, because we know without inspiration, it's hard to level up. It's hard to be excellent if we're not inspired to do that. I could talk all day about this. I presented a slide just like this to our strategic planning committee, and I think Ms. Ryan was there and a few others saw it. So, but I think that is our why. That is why we do what we do, and I think it's powerful to start with that. So that's what we do at Bethlehem. That's what we do here in Alexander County Schools. And I appreciate you guys supporting that, the work y'all do with that. So moving on to the next slide. This is our staff. They walk into that arena every day, and they do the work at hand. And it takes every one of them, from custodians to bus drivers to office staff to TAs to teachers to administration to instructional coaches, counselors, nurses, and so forth and so on. So next slide. At Bethlehem Elementary School specifically, we've done a lot this year for professional excellence. We've received Title I funds. It's the first time in several years that we've received those funds. We've hired 3 interventionists through those funds, and they work with our kids that just need that extra support. We bought decodable readers, leveled readers. We get substitutes to come in for half-day planning once in 9 weeks. We've created an extended planning schedule for each grade level each month, so they have an additional planning block. We know in elementary schools, it is a mad rush. It looks like a 40-minute planning block, but by the time they get those kids to specials and they get back, that 40 minutes turns into 30. So providing that additional time. We've bought resources out of Title I funds for parent involvement resources for math, reading, and science. Purchased additional library books to enhance our media center, and then also implemented a Haggerty phonemic awareness program, which we've seen in the data has really, really helped our kiddos in kindergarten, first and second. That phonemic awareness is just a foundational skill, and actually across the district now, I believe that is being utilized. So lots of good stuff there. Next slide. Also, coding and STEM in our media center. Miss Allison Brown's come along as our media coordinator. And the top picture there in the top right, our first graders and kindergartners doing coding with B-bots. So Jessica Esposito has been instrumental with that in our media center, and has coordinated and collaborated with our media center coordinator. In the bottom right, our 5th graders this Thursday will be dissecting frogs. They received a grant from the Educational Foundation. And that is actually, students are using merge cubes to dissect frogs virtually before they go and actually dissect frogs. So pretty neat stuff there. We've been doing a book study, Shifting the Balance, within our PLCs, continue with our learning focus lessons in PD, and then also our teacher assistants in the bottom right, second to the left from the right. Anyways, we have our teacher assistants there at the table. On our Letters Day, our TAs, we thought, we want to provide them with PD. They don't have time to get professional development, so they participated in youth and mental health and first aid PD. Great group of educators there, and really did an outstanding job. And, I heard from my teacher assistants, we felt important. We felt like, you're spending time to invest in us. So just building that community of everybody's important, everybody needs to grow. And then also letters. Y'all have heard a lot about letters. We have too. I think that's enough said there. We're doing a lot with letters, trying to make it engaging and meaningful as well. So there's a few pictures up there too. Next slide. A few other highlights: math, reading, science night. Those have just been great. We've had about 40 to 50% participation across all of our students, which is phenomenal. Math and reading night, those were done virtually, but our teachers did an outstanding job just pivoting, just doing what they needed to do to make sure that we could continue to engage families and kids. Science night, we got to get parents back in the building. We were excited about that. It was great seeing kids and parents back in the building for science night. We supported 43 families through our Christmas Angel Tree program. So once again, talking about gap fillers, continuing, business partners came in and provided items where there were needs. And then also our kindergarten screenings, those were done also in person this year, which was exciting. Last year as well, but we were able to bring large groups in and talk to them together. So and lots of other fun things. You see a picture there of me and Miss Day. We get pied in the face. It's always fun whenever we have a fundraiser. Top sellers got to pie us in the face, and we kind of tied in a little That was right before Christmas break, so we had some fun time out there on the field. We couldn't have an assembly indoors, so guess what? We pivoted. We went outside, got all of our student body together. So lots of good things going on there. Next slide. A few other highlights, Eagle shout out. So teachers can give an Eagle shout out for kids that are going above and beyond. What kid does not want their name on the announcements? So we've had 123 of those this school year. Anybody can give it to any student at any time in our building. Terrific kids celebrations. Typically pre-COVID, it was a big celebration where we have an assembly and we give awards and that kind of stuff. But this year, we've made it more meaningful in a sense where for a terrific kids celebration, the kids that earn that each month get to come and make slime with me. So it's more of an experience. We're building an experience, and the kids get to take home the slime. They really enjoy that, and then it's a more personal experience with me and the kids as well. The kids have really enjoyed that. We had our 100th day of school celebration. You see a picture there. We went outside, had a little parade, and then there is a link here for Love Our School Week. I'm huge on, and I've said this to my staff, if we don't share our story, then somebody else is sharing it, and they get to share it however they want to share it. So we had this idea of how do we do a Love Our School Week? Let's talk about why people love our school. And so we had, that video actually has parent and students, their comments and feedback on why they love Bethlehem Elementary School. It's about a 4-minute video, so I will email that to you guys after the board meeting tonight so y'all can watch that. And I'll be sharing that out on social media as well. But very powerful whenever you can have your stakeholders share why they love your school. Don't listen to me, listen to them. Kind of wrap up, we have a ton of community partners that support our school. I'll just say, our local churches do a lot with us. The pastors really partnered with us through some of the tragedies that we've had this school year. I couldn't say enough about that and just that partnership. And so several churches there, they've come in, they've provided lunches on our Letters Days. Lowe's Food of Bethlehem, they've helped our backpack program. All the other companies there, they have donated either monetary, they've given gift cards and whatnot for teacher appreciation stuff coming up, or just whenever needs arise. Our community members also step up and fill the gaps for us, and then just individual parent donations. And then there was one more slide of community partners as well. The Taylorsville Rotary Club, they've donated school supplies. Huntington House, they actually helped. We revamped our PLC room, and they actually donated couches and flexible furniture for that. Our PLC room, we got a facelift to that, is what I call it. That's an old computer lab that we had, and we took all the computers out because we don't need them anymore because we have one-to-one technology. We have a professional space there where teachers feel valued and feel important whenever we walk into that space, and we learn and we collaborate. So pretty excited about that space. Bethlehem Lions Club, school supplies, Lance Cook State Farm, they came in and fed us lunch one day. New Beginnings Christian Fellowship, school supplies, donated that to our school. And then Taylorsville True Value, they donated cleaning supplies earlier on this school year. So just lots of exciting things going on. I could talk about our school. I could stand up here for 45 minutes. So if anybody wants to know more, would like to hear more about Bethlehem, what's going on there, please come by. I'd be more than happy to sit down with you and share the great things that are happening. So thank you guys for letting me lead. Thank you guys for the opportunity to be here in this school district. And I just appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments from the board to Mr. Draper?
I'd just like to say the slide you presented for the strategic planning, it got me fired up. I was excited. I mean, it was like refreshing. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, any board members that serve on committees, if you have any reports or information to give?
Mr. Chairman, the Boosters Club is doing their steak dinner and raffle for $5,000 cash
You can win.
May 14th. So anybody interested to help the high school athletic program, it's going on right now, and I have tickets, or any Booster Club member has them.
Any other assigned committee chairs have any information? Okay. All right, this time we'll recognize Dr. Betsy Curry again, our Associate Superintendent, and she will give the superintendent's report.
The Staff Appreciation Food Truck Celebration sponsored by the Board of Education will be held on May 31st from 11 till 2 p.m. at the ACHS parking lot. So Dr. Hefner would like me to remind you and invite you if you can attend. The Excellence in Education celebration to announce our Of the Year winners will be on Thursday, May 19th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. 100% of the parent and student focus group meetings, the staff focus group meetings, have been completed. We have a community focus group meeting which is scheduled during our strategic planning meeting on April 26, 2022. Although these focus group meetings take a great deal of time, it is perhaps one of the most important things we do in order to inform our strategic plan. We centered around 3 or 4 questions for each group and asked them consistently amongst the groups, and then we'll look at a qualitative analysis of what they tell us that they need and what is most important to them. Dr. Hefner is recovering very well and is very appreciative of the meals sent by our schools and the Board of Education. I had the opportunity to visit with her yesterday, and the doctors say she is healing well. She will meet with the radiologist on April 21st to determine if any further treatment is necessary. Dr. Hefner is also undergoing some additional testing just to make sure everything's ready to go and she's ready to come back to work. I wanted to update you on the bonuses paid to staff. There are 2 bonuses that are scheduled to be paid in June of 2022. There are the supplemental funds for teacher compensation. Through the Appropriations Act of 2021, the North Carolina General Assembly created a recurring appropriation to provide funding for LEAs and charter schools in North Carolina to provide salary supplements to teachers and instructional support personnel in their units. The funds may not be used to provide supplements to central office employees or non-certified employees. While the funding for this allotment is recurring, the funding an LEA receives may vary from year to year, including both the overall allotment amount and the per teacher maximum supplement amount, depending upon the budgeted amount, any changes in a county's taxable real property value, effective tax rate, and median household income. Employee compensation provided from these funds is to be treated as salary and will be subjected to retirement. There is also a second COVID bonus, and it's a second retention bonus from the ESSER funds, and it's scheduled to be paid to Alexander County School employees. We are currently negotiating the terms of the bonus with the Federal Programs and Monitoring Section at the Department of Public Instruction, and employees in pay status on May 31st, 2022 will receive these bonuses. Superintendent Truitt shared information in last week's state superintendent's meeting. I did share this information with the Board of Education in a weekly update, but I thought it was worthy of sharing with the public as well. Alexander County Schools outperformed all the other schools in the Northwest region from the BOY to MOY in the K-3 reading assessments. I shared a chart with the board members in last week's update detailing the school systems recognized in each region. Alexander County students were 4th highest in proficiency and tied for 3rd highest in the growth with Brunswick County schools. I would ask the public to join me in congratulating and thanking our students, K-3 teachers, their principals, and the instructional coaches for their efforts. I would also like to thank the board for providing the resources for our continued academic success. When compared to other school systems in the state, Alexander County School students continue to perform at high levels according to testing in which all public schools are required to participate. So I thank you. That's quite an honor, and we thank you for your support and allowing us to have the instructional coaching positions, and the principals, I know, thank you for that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions?
Okay. At this time, we'll recognize our CFO, Ms. Sharon Mahaffey, and we have some unfinished business regarding four policies.
We have 4 policies up for second reading tonight. 2 of the policies have changed since the first reading. Policy 4150, school assignment, and policy 4720, survey of students. The changes were made after the first reading. The changes that have been made after the first reading are highlighted in yellow, so you will be able to tell those. These 2 policies will be brought back for a 3rd reading next month. 2 policies had no changes. Policy 3420, student promotion and accountability, and policy 5022, registered sex offenders. I request that these 2 policies be approved on second reading.
I'll make a motion to approve policy 3420 and 5022 after second reading.
I'll second.
A motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, proceed.
And I'd like to thank Janelle Lingle. She was their principal reader this month. We have 5 policies that are up for first reading, and I will request input and bring those back next month.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Mahaffey. Okay, at this time, we need to consider a proposed agreement between the Alexander County YMCA and the use of the activity bus this summer, and we'll recognize our esteemed John McCurdy, our transportation director. If you need something, he's the man to call.
Good evening. I believe in your packet tonight you have the agreement between the Alexander County Schools and the YMCA. This is the same contract we've used for several years. The only changes are the beginning and ending dates for service, and also the cost per mile. It was originally $1.50. Because of the rise of fuel, we've had to increase it to $1.60 per mile. So that's really the only changes to the agreement.
Okay.
So unless you've got any other questions, it stands for your approval.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. McCurdy.
Thank you, John.
As required by North Carolina General Statute, we're at the point where we discuss the status of the mask mandate or lack thereof, and I think everyone's pretty aware of our current situation. So, what's the board's inclination going forward for the next month?
Make a motion, we move forward as is.
Okay, I have a motion by Board Member Loudermilk.
I'll second.
Second by Board Member Strong. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Okay. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A6.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank everybody for coming out.